T.J. Jefferson.
Yes, sir.
Speaking of stars were everywhere at WrestleMania. You must have been in absolute heaven in Philadelphia.
It was an amazing 2 nights. You know, I left early, or I took the red eye Friday night, so I got in at about 6:40 a.m. on Saturday, and Saturday night, Lincoln Financial Field. It was about 50 degrees sitting out there. It was freezing cold.
Right.
But it was phenomenal, man. And then Sunday last night, just the culmination.
Are you all right with Roman Reigns no longer having the belt? Are we cool with that? I mean, Paul Heyman goes in the hall. By the way, his speech was amazing. He said he was going to wing it when he was on our show.
He had everything we thought he would.
I know that. And so, you know, and then he comes on, and then Roman Reigns' reign is over. But Cody Rhodes is one of ours, too, right? Do we own...
He's a friend of the show.
Can we call Cody Rhodes a friend of the show?
I think so, yeah, absolutely.
He's been on 3 times. So
he's been on a bunch, yeah.
And he's suited and booted every time, like he's going for a bank loan.
Well, as he said once on Monday Night Raw, he doesn't dress in a suit because he thinks he's a star. He dresses in a suit because he wants to be a star.
Well, he's a star, man.
And he's a star.
He's a superstar.
Yeah, he ended a very long reign.
You're fine with it? You good with it?
Yeah, look, man, here's the deal, right? Every time we post something about wrestling on our Twitter or YouTube, inevitably you're going to get those people who are like, why are you covering this? Why, it's wrestling.
Oh, stop it.
But the thing is this, right? If you don't like wrestling, then no reason I give you for how into it we are will suffice. But if you love wrestling, if you like it, then no reason is necessary.
But it's so insanely popular, and it's so populated by recognizable stars that are now throwing their hat figuratively and literally in the ring.
Yep.
And it trends to the point where we could have legitimately started the show. I mean, Pat's been doing his show from there. Obviously, he's uniquely involved with WWE.
But he did his whole show basically about it.
But ESPN, I'm sure, doesn't bat an eyelash because it's trending. Everyone's talking about it.
It moves the needle. It really does.
But that's just, and that's why I'm thrilled that you bring that into our world. And we'll always talk. And whenever we have a wrestler on there, incredibly engaging and fun and interesting and whatever. I was saying to him, I don't like the Rock. I'll say it. I don't like the Rock as a heel. I don't like it. Like he's known in our world and from Moana. Like I don't want to see him cursing and bloody and yelling, threatening referees to get fired if they count him out. And he's like
Maui's cursing.
Maui's working blue. I don't like it.
Yeah, so Rich was gone the previous week, so I didn't see him. So I called him yesterday. I called him yesterday at Philly. I left this thing called WrestleCon, right, where you have a bunch of old school wrestlers come, sign autographs, take pictures. I got to meet for the first time a guy named Hal Haney, who we became friends over Instagram. He's the guy who makes all of this art that you see around. He and I had never met in person before. Yeah. So I went there and we got to meet, and it was really awesome. All the art, like I said, that's around the studio. I got to meet a guy named Tommy Wildfire Rich. I got to meet the Powers of Pain and Demolition and Mark Henry and guys like that. Bobby Lashley, who was also on the show, ran into him at Macy's. Just randomly.
Why not?
He's like, I need to come back on the show. So we got to get Bobby Lashley back on
Rich,
there.
The Rock is the greatest heel ever.
I know that, and I get it. And I understand what his role used to be, and I know who he is as a human and whatever, but I don't like it.
So Chris, I
don't like it. Why do I need to see him as a heel again?
I called Rich after I left WrestleCon to let him know, because you guys knew I was going to be a little late today, and Rich is like, I got to be honest with you. I don't like The Rock.
I don't like it.
And I was like, you know what then? The Rock is doing his job. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing. You also had Jason Kelsey, Lane Johnson of the Eagles. They were right in front of me. They had Eagles Lucha Libre masks on. I kind of knew one had to be Kelsey, and when the other guy stood up, I'm like, that's got to be Lane Johnson. They helped Rey Mysterio and Andrade win. It was amazing, man. It was
fun. I'm glad you're back.
Moments of a lifetime. Shout out to Gary Vaynerchuk for hooking it up for me, my buddy Aton and Craig. We had a great time.
Good times. Congrats to Cody Rhodes. And I don't like The Rock as a heel. I'm sorry. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.